See, I got myself a bit of a conundrum today. I'm on my way to a shoot on the beach. I'm photographing these kind of bungalow rentals that a friend of mine, a little company she owns. And it's noon 30 or so, Sunday, and I don't have a topic for my Sunday Scaries, which is my weekly newsletter, essay, kind of challenge to the reader about taking your energy back from the traditional Sunday dread and getting it back to yourself so that way you can start the week in a much more conducive state of mind. That's the idea behind it. And today, what I usually do on Sundays is kind of think back on a moment that happened during the week, a challenge or something I had to deal with, or it's a real life kind of thing, and then I tie that into some sort of lesson and challenge. Problem is, I don't really have a conflict this week. I can think of one, and that happened yesterday. I went to the movies by myself, and maybe that'd be a pretty good topic, I think, about taking yourself out and treating yourself. Now, I will say this, that when I left the theater, I saw Project Hail Mary, which was fantastic. When I left the theater, I felt this latent melancholy, and the best way I can explain the purpose or reason behind it is I was low on energy, and I kept thinking how, man, it would just be so nice to have somebody, a soulful counterpart, somebody who loves you and somebody you love, and kind of bounce off of each other's energies. And I haven't, it's been 2+ years since I've dated anybody, and I was thinking how nice that would be. So I had this little sense of loneliness. So I think that would be a really good topic to talk about, the sting of loneliness. Now, I think the underlying kind of messaging would be to be patient and still continue to treat yourself and still continue to love yourself despite that, and not get caught up in the mundanity and listlessness of being alone. So, yeah, now the second problem is I have to go grocery shopping today. I have got to go get some damn groceries, and that's about a 45-minute drive from home. Now, mind you, I got to go to the beach, which is a 20-minute drive in the opposite direction. Then I got to get home, and then I got to go, and then I've got to edit some photos, and then do the writing. I don't know where, maybe freaking Starbucks or something, or Buffalo Wild Wings. Buffalo Wild Wings does sound pretty good. So that's my conundrum. There's going to be a lot of driving now. It's about, like I said, noon 30, so this needs to be published at 8:15 p.m. So I just got to the beach right now, and as you can tell, I am shirtless. I'm about to be shoeless. Now, how many shoots can you say you can go on where you can take your shirt off and your shoes off? Maybe don't answer that one. And I was thinking a little bit more about that topic there, about being alone, about taking yourself out, about appreciating your time with yourself. I think that's what I'm going to roll with. I got a little bit of an emotional angle there, that being alone yesterday, that kind of stung a little bit. And I get that latent melancholy every now and then, so I think that's something worth talking about. So right now I'm going to change a couple of camera settings, and we're going to get over there, and I'm going to get to shoot. Well, looky here. It's a beautiful day at the beach. I don't want to park over here because they require you to have a permit, so I get a little sneaky and I park on the little streets in a little neighborhood there. As a real estate photographer, I know a lot of these properties, so I photographed a lot of them. As a matter of fact, I photographed that one right there. So, still in the zapatos, heading to the bungalows right over here. Yeah, freaking perfect day at the beach. What are we kind of focusing on?
Margarita machines,
okay.
Swings.
Each one has a margarita machine?
Yeah. And then not the rusty spots.
Do you have stairs for each one?
Yeah.
Okay.
When we bought them.
Are we doing lifestyle at all, or just the?
Just like the trailers.
Okay.
I just need it for like the website stuff.
Okay.
Whatever you think. You're
sure.
A professional. I'm not
Yeah, I know. That's we'll get them. We'll get them good.
I'm a professional beach bum.
Professional beach bum.
I'm a bartender / beach bum.
There you go. Beach bum bungalows. All right, I like it.
Hey.
All right. I'll get, obviously they're different colors, blue, and then the, what is that, more like a salmon. We'll get these all photographed, looking all pretty like. And I'm glad I brought the drone, because then I can get, like I said, I can get a shot from out there towards here, and then I can get one, the drone back over there by the house, looking out to the beach. So that's what we'll do. Oh, this is fun stuff. Great shoot today. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the camera down and get the photographing and get this shoot done. Knock this out in about 30 minutes, maybe an hour or so. Yeah, let's go. All right, the shoot is finished. You can't even really see it right there, right? Right behind these cars. Shoot is done. Gotta get to the house, and I gotta get to, let's see, it's 1:30. Oof, cutting it close. So we got just about 7 hours, right, to get this thing posted, but I still gotta go get some groceries and go get something to eat. But fun shoot, like I said, it's always great when you can go to the beach and get paid, right? So that's what's up next. So again, I think I'm gonna stick with that little angle of that latent melancholy and recognizing it and not falling prey to what that narrative could tell you. Oh, I'm so alone, I'm so stuck in life, and maybe even when it comes to self-worth, because I know every once in a while I'll have little bitty battles with self-worth. I've done some significant work over the years in that arena specifically, because I was this low self-worth freaking king. So that's going to be kind of an undercurrent in the piece, because I think there's still, you know, there's still plenty of people out there that fall victim to that. Maybe not in a super depressive kind of way, but in a way that just kind of throws their day off a bit. And even last night, after I took myself out and I felt that, I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna go home. I want to go see some people. It's Saturday night. Let's go watch some March Madness basketball. UT won, hook 'em, and hang out with some friends who I haven't seen in a while, because I haven't been going out an awful lot around here. So I did just that, and I slept like a freaking baby when I got home. It was great. I felt full. My heart was full. So that's what I'm talking about. So we're gonna add that little layer in there of the ways in which you can take care of yourself. And obviously a lot of this stems around connection with others. So we're gonna add that element in there too. Came out to Buffalo Wild Wings because I had a little hankering, and I had enough points to get a free wrap. And I got the honey barbecue and the hot. These two were an incredible combination, but also came out here to see, you know, March Madness. I had to stop and get me a sweet treat, so I came to the yogurt joint, Froyo, and I got some Reese's Cups in there as well. Normally what I would do is I would put a protein bar. I'd go get a protein bar and I'd cut that up and I'd put that in here. But today we're treating ourselves with Reese's Cups. I got $5 off of this because I clocked in, or I checked in, or I redeemed my rewards because I've come here a few times. So that's two things today. The Buffalo Wild Wings was essentially free, and this was essentially free. $1. This was $1, and Buffalo Wild Wings was $1. That's a damn good day. And then I'm going to write about being lonely. But really, it's not about being lonely. It's about treating yourself and appreciating the time that you have with yourself to keep growing and challenge yourself to, you know, whatever. I'm thinking about it as I'm talking out loud right now. So I got to go get some groceries. Then we'll head home. It's 4 something now, so time's a ticking. Okay, grocery shopping done. Yogurt was fantastic. I just got to the house and I thought of a bit of a through line. And that is the sting of loneliness. It's going to happen no matter where you are on your journey. And you got to get to this point where you love the in-between. And in the in-between, you show up for yourself. And I'm going to have this image of, this is true, yesterday when I was driving back from the movie, after that little sting of loneliness, the music was even turned down really low. I'm going to add that in there. And I was driving about 45 minutes from there to my house. And I was like, you know what, man, it's Saturday night, freaking 7 p.m. I'm going to take myself out to dinner. I'm going to go get a drink or two. And That's exactly what I did. And I drove past my house, which is a very rare occurrence. So I drove past my house, went into the town, and did that. And that's the image of, no, I'm not going to attach a narrative to this feeling. I'm not going to let this feeling run the show. I feel it. I do. But we're not going to completely abandon ourselves and wallow in some sort of pity, maybe. So I took my damn self out, and I had a great time. But nothing happened. Like, nothing of note happened. There's nothing significant. And I think that's a really cool image as well, to where I just showed up. You don't need life to be grandiose. You just need to prove to yourself that you can show up for yourself. Be kind to yourself. Live a little. So that's where that's why I think I'm gonna end it. So this is the Sunday Scaries piece. So we're going to have a bit of a challenge at the end, and that is that image, I think, where drive past your house. Make that move. So now I have to start the piece. So I think I'm going to start with the sting. Why not? I was having some issues, admittedly, with this piece. I was getting mad at myself. I was like, damn, this is just not it. And I was coming up with some intros and some ways to open the door to this whole scenario. And I couldn't come up with something that was grasping. It just seemed so lame, dude. So I started with the driving past the house. Instead of talking about the loneliness that I felt on the road, instead of talking about going to the movies by myself, I started with going past the house. I'm like, you know what? Hold on. Let's back up a bit. And I like that as a beginning. And now I am, 10 paragraphs in. Some of these paragraphs are only one sentence, but 10 paragraphs in. And I'm on a time crunch. I got 1 hour left at 7:15. And I like where this is going, because there is that hitting of that melancholy. And all this is true, and then it hit me over Coolio's Gangster's Paradise. I cracked a little smile. I'm like, dude, it's Saturday night. You're good. Like, things are great in your life. You're happy and you like where you're going. Let's go grab a couple drinks, dude. Let's go out and see what happens, man. Like, what is stopping us from living life? We know what happens when we go home. It's a bunch of narrative. It's maybe even escapism. Let's go out and see some faces. Let's go out and smile a bit. Maybe dance a little bit. See what happens. And there was a live band out there last night. But right now, we took a step back, and then we got back we went to the movies, then we left the movie, got a little bit quiet, and then we were driving home in the silence. The music was hardly belting at all, but what little I could hear kind of snapped me out of it. So about 15 minutes on the road, I felt like this, and then I was like, dude, come on, let's go. Let's go do this. Let's go live a little bit. So that's where I'm at right now. I don't know where it's going, but I have 1 hour to figure it out. And I'm telling the story of yesterday, but what I mean by I don't know where it's going is I don't know the through line, the spine of it all. Which I think the spine of it all is the fact that I decided, you know what? No, we're going to go live. I'm going to show up for me. And I am comfortable. I'm showing myself that I am comfortable in this in-between. I would love somebody to hold my hand. I would love somebody to talk ideas with and bounce energies off. Yes, absolutely. But I don't have that. I don't have that right now, and that's okay. We're in the in-between. So let's live while we're in the in-between. That's where we're going. So shh. If you don't like that path or that direction, whatevs. That's where I'm going. Okay? Sorry I'm arguing with you. I'm sorry I doubted you. Okay, so let me get back to writing. 7:17. We got 58 minutes. Let's get on it. All right, 7:44 p.m. And I've got a full draft ready to rock, even with the challenge at the end, because my Sunday Scaries has the challenge at the end. And the challenge is, when in doubt, when the sting hits, go live a little. That's the challenge. Drive past the house, metaphorically or literally speaking. This is cool. I enjoy this piece. I scrapped the flashback. Remember, I started with driving past the house, and then I was like, well, let's take a step back for a minute. I scrapped that. I felt like that was slowing momentum down when it did not need to. So I started with, I woke up and I bought myself a ticket to Project Hail Mary. That's it. That's exactly what I did. It was 9 in the morning. I was like, you know what? I'm going to see that movie today, period. I'm going to buy this ticket and not give myself a chance to back out. I bought the ticket. I got to go. But I really wanted to see it anyways. I awoke yesterday and I bought myself the one ticket to see Project Hail Mary. Sure, the thought crossed my mind to call someone and invite a friend and then acquaintance, but that drive wasn't powerful enough. All right, so then we get into a little bit of doubts. Seating, because I say I don't feel like anyone would care enough to drive all the way to see me, because I do live kind of far. So that's a bit of a seeding, it's foreshadowing of the inevitable sting of loneliness that I feel later. Go chronologically through this, and then we have the turn. Gangsta's Paradise plays. I crack a little bit of a smile. I'm like, dude, it's Saturday night. Let's go. And so out of rebelliousness or whatever, showing up for myself, I just drove straight past my house. I don't know what that sound was. Straight past my house, went to town, and nothing grandiose happened. I listened to a live band. I had a couple drinks. I ate some chicken nuggets. That's right. The children's menu chicken nuggets, which were fantastic, by the way. I know people. And came home. Popped on TV, let the cats lay around on the couch with me, and that was it. That was my Saturday night. And I went to sleep happy. I woke up and read and did my thing, and I was happy. I woke up energetic, and I had my photo shoot today. So we're good here. I think we've got a solid piece with a real emotional arc as well as the challenge for the Sunday Scaries. Now let's get over to Substack and get this posted. I need to come up with a bit of a title, yes, and a picture. Got the title, yes, and now I'm currently searching for a photo, and I don't know what to use here. I didn't take any photos yesterday. That would have helped significantly. Somebody sitting alone by themselves in a movie theater. I don't know, the sting of loneliness. I mean, because I'm looking up stock photos. Lonely. Pfft, bloody hell. Sad stuff. Yeah. Space. I don't know. I mean, I saw Project Hail Mary. I mean, space kind of earns it. There's actually a really cool photo of a person standing here. I'm going to add it right now so you can see it. You watching? That's kind of cool. Just kind of staring off into the Milky Way. I can rock with that. I mean, the sting of loneliness strikes again. And just looking up into the galaxy. We got the whole piece here. Came out great. For not having an idea this morning to crafting the whole piece. Yeah. Can rock with that. 8:15 on the dot. We got it published. Got the picture, got the title, got all the stuff. So let's read it. I awoke yesterday and bought myself one ticket to see Project Hail Mary. One of my favorite books is newly released Hollywood adaptation. Sure, the thought crossed my mind to call someone and invite them, a friend, an acquaintance. But I relented. Truth be told, I don't feel like anyone would care enough to drive all that way to see me. I live a bit far from anyone. Perhaps that was the seeding of the inevitable sting I felt later. The movie was fantastic. It was true to the book and brought back memories of my reading it 2 years prior. I was reminded several times how much I love art, how much I love storytelling and raw universal truths about love, survival, and purpose. As I was walking out of the theater, I shielded my weak eyes from the sun with my left hand and felt a noticeable emptiness in my right. How I wish I had another's hand in it. I sat in my car for a solid 10 minutes and quickly discovered the old tried and true method of numbing and distracting didn't even work. My scrolling was fruitless. All I could think about was how much I'd love to talk about the movie and make some plans for the rest of the Saturday night with the one I love. If I take a right, possibilities. If I take a left, home, I thought to myself, exiting the parking lot. I took a left. The weight of reality had its way with me for a solid 15 silent minutes, and I caught myself driving with my head tilted and my lip tucked under my teeth. I had some music playing simply as a formality. The car is really the only time I get to listen to music, so I'd only be robbing myself if I didn't. I guess I just wanted some human noise over the highway, but the songs were so low volume it almost seemed pointless. I think my car's speaker's incongruence mirrored my own as Coolio quietly belted Gangsta's Paradise over my now fading bout of melancholy, and I cracked a smirk. It's Saturday night, man. What are we doing here? You're single, you're creative, you're excited about stuff coming down the pike, you just saw a great movie, you've got a ton of work done earlier today, you've got a shoot tomorrow. Shit is pretty good right now. In a silent fit of rebelliousness and a newfound second wind, I drove past my house, hell-bent on taking myself out to dinner. I just sat alone in a movie theater the previous 2.5 hours, but I was not done hanging out with me just yet. Let's go grab a couple drinks in town and see where the night takes us. Us is just me, of course, but I almost feel contractually obligated to mention that my inner dialogue's persistence and prevalence basically has its own personhood, at the very least, soulhood. So, us it is. We cruised past my house without a second glance and headed to town. I got to the bar/restaurant, one of the busiest in town, and I could hear the live music bumping even in my car in the parking lot. I was instantly in a great mood. I recorded a recap of the movie and posted on my stories and went right on in. UT Longhorns were in the final minutes of what looked to be an upset win against Gonzaga. That was news to me, that they'd have a fighting chance, but as a Longhorn fan, I couldn't let that on. Of course they're going to win. The bartender handed me a drink, and I clapped along with the others as the game was secured. Hell of a start to a spontaneous night. I walked around the bar, listened to the music, and said hi to a few familiar faces. It's the end of spring break here, so there were plenty of college-age fun seekers as well. A great energy all around. I ordered the child's menu chicken nuggets because whimsy, and because I've got the hookup there. I know the right people. And listened to the live band finish their set. And that was it. Yeah, literally, that was it. I went home and popped on Top Gun. Why? I don't know. And the cats laid on the couch with me as Maverick wrestled with his ego. No grandiosity, no fireworks, literal or metaphorical, no drama. Just me and my decision to not stay home and wallow in the alone narrative after that sting hit me. In the past, no doubt I would have fallen victim. But instead of the wallowing, I actually showed up for myself with kindness and trust. And that showing up doesn't have to be a huge gesture. It doesn't have to be a resounding affirmational reassurance that everything is going to be okay. It just has to be you showing up for you in the uncertainty of the in-between. When in doubt, when the sting hits, go live a little. There's a version of last night where I take the left, go home, and let the sting write the rest of my evening for me. I know that version very well. Most of us do. This week, when and if the sting shows up, don't negotiate with it. Don't scroll. Don't wait for someone to save the night. Just drive past the house. It doesn't have to be a bar or a movie or anything with a story attached. It just has to be a choice you made for yourself instead of one that the feeling made for you. Go live a little this week. Stay showing up. EP. Thank you so much for watching. That was a great Sunday. We got a lot done today. I really enjoyed this piece. Like I said, I didn't have an idea this morning. You saw how I came up with a little bit of a framework and then had to go live some life a little bit, had to go get some groceries and stuff. Got back and cranked out a really good piece. So I'm pretty stoked about it. You can find this link to this piece and all the other pieces of writing on my entire Substack in the links below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.